Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. So today we are gonna create a Flappy Bird in Unreal Engine 5. So yeah, that's what we are going to cover. So hopefully at the end of this video, it will be having a playable Flappy Bird. Probably it's gonna work on both Android and on Windows. And then the basic functionality will be the initial planning, and once we have set up the basics right, we could probably add more features like new stuff to the game. So we're starting with the basics. So yeah, I have opened Unreal Engine for 5.6 for this particular project, and I'm going to add some stuff to this so that we can have a base to progress further. So just opening up the Fab marketplace over here. Just pause the video. Okay, very good. Let me add some character. So before I go to the full project, right, I probably need a character and something like that which will work, right? So first and foremost, we need the player itself. So for that, we are actually going to create a folder. Let's name it game elements. Game elements. Okay, and on the game elements, we are actually going to have some stuff. So the first thing, I'm going to add logic, and in there we are going to create the player. So it should be a pawn, and let's call it PP Flappy Bird. So that's the thing which we are going to use. So let me just open it up real quick. Yeah, and on this, right, we actually need to create a couple of stuff. What happened to the Wi-Fi? So I'm gonna call let's just say spear. This is probably gonna be our character. I'm just gonna change the color. Maybe do we have yellow? No, I'm gonna add some color over here. I think that should be pretty much fine at this particular point. And yes, and now we actually have to call some event which will be responsible for making the bird flap. So so for that, let's add some variables and stuff like that. Let me just try to change. I think it should be pretty fine, right? Just for the sake of it, let's add a small cube, and then let's change the z-axis a little bit like this, like just to give a small, you know, a bird with small, you know, wings. I think that pretty much will do. So we have to have some variables right there. So going to the variables, the first one should be a vector, and it should be called velocity, and let's call it vector. And then let's add one gravity scale. I don't know whether this will be useful or not. Let's set it to float, and then another variable on float which is called flap force. So it determines how much you have to set it, like make the player go up and down. Let's set it to 350 maybe. Yeah. And now what do you have to do about the just a second. Just have some stuff over here. Yeah, I'm also gonna add some more variables. So this thing is called I'm gonna call it flap strength maybe. um, let's say 600. I don't know which all variables I will be using. I'm just thinking of some stuff, and maybe I can use that. And next one should be a boolean of dead to identify whether we have died or not. So yeah, so by default it should be false. And then we are going to set we are going to call the jump functionality. For that I'm actually going to use a space bar, and on pressed what you have to check is like whether the player has already died. So that's the condition over here. Check if the player is dead. If not, let's add a small impulse. Add impulse to the cube maybe. Okay, I think that should be fine. And on the Z value, right? On a C value, I actually let it be. Cube should actually be going through there. Yeah, it should be a child to the sphere. Okay, and the strength should be this one. So when I am pressing that, this much of strength should be added to that, and then velocity change. Okay, so that's that. Let me just create an empty level over here, and then I'm just gonna remove that. I'm just gonna add the Flappy Bird over here, and then auto poses player 0, and let's see. Oh, I forgot to add some camera also. Let's add a spring arm, and then followed by a camera, and that camera should be on the spring arm. Okay, and this thing I'm gonna set it as let's say 700. Okay, so we have the player. I think that's pretty much it. Just try to print whether we have actually received the input. No, there's something called auto receive input from player 0. Okay, still nothing. Oh, sorry, it is false. Okay, my bad. Okay, we're actually getting the call, but it's not moving forward because we have to have movable. Hey, what happened? What is error? Oh yeah, simulate physics. Yeah, my bad. Simulate physics. Okay. Okay, so instead of that, oh, okay, I know what just happened. Let me just remove this and let me just put it as PR, and let's see what it is. See, right now it's jumping. So the wings just went away. So let's just do something over here. Okay, now how it, yeah, it works. We are able to jump. 1, 2. See, when I'm pressing the space button, it will move. Yeah, that's the basic jumping functionality over there. And yeah, so now what we need is like we actually right, so the plan is like the you know, the bird will be stationary always, and the pipe should be the one which should be moving to the left or right. So right now we have a steady a player over there which basically jumps. So that's that. Now we actually need to have some components. So one, like we need to detect whether we actually got hit or stuff like that, right? So let's add a sphere collision over here, and let's try to scale it. Let's set it to 100 is too much. Yeah, this is definitely too much. Let's put 80, no, 60. Oh, okay, 60 seems pretty reasonable. Hidden in game, no. Okay, so right now you can see like it actually goes along with the player. So yeah, and let's for instance, let's add a tag over here, and then let's type it floor. So what happens is like on the sphere it should be a overlap all dynamic, and then on begin overlap you can also use on even hit, like it doesn't matter. If you want you can just directly call on hit. I think maybe we can do that real quick. So I was just gonna delete the sphere over here, and then let's type event hit. So and other component has tag should be the floor we created. If it has hit, then let's type let's actually print hit floor. Okay, so what happens right now is if it actually hits the ground, oh, I don't know what happened over there. It was supposed to work. Let me just add a print over here. Just want to know whether the okay, I think hit result, something like that option is there. Result, generate hit result. Yeah, I think that's the one. Let me just try that again. Yeah, so if I am actually hitting the floor, right, you can see that I got a hit floor print over there. So yeah, that's the basic logic over there. So next, what do you want? So there are a couple of stuff which we can actually do. So right now I'm actually setting the velocity as, you know, fixed to what is it? What's the value? 600, right? I can maybe add some logic over there to make it dynamic, like on how much seconds I've actually pressed I can make the jump high or low. So that's kind of a different approach to the whole Flappy Bird game. So yeah, we can actually do more on that later. So if it is true, we actually need to set the dead so that you won't be able to play again. So right now I am on the air, I am able to jump. Now if I hit, I won't be able to jump again even if I press the space bar. That's the jumping mechanics over there. Now we actually need to create the obstacle, and for the obstacle I'm just gonna create a blueprint actor by the name BP pipe, and in that we actually need to have a couple of static meshes. So the first one, we are actually going to create a pipe like structure over there. So let's add a cylinder, and cylinder, this will be the top, and let's create one more cylinder. It should be on the let's call it rim top. Okay, and let's try to resize it to get the feel of a pipe over there. So let me just reduce the z value a little bit, and then increase the 1.2 maybe. See, right now you have a small pipe over there. How cool is that? It's so simple, right? And one more thing, I actually need to have some more stuff over here, and that should probably be, I need to create a copy of this, and instead of top one, I'm probably gonna call it, I think this is the top one, this should be the bottom one, right? Oh, we can just rotate it, no problem. Bottom rim bottom. Okay, so we are just gonna move the top a little bit over here, and then rotate it by, let's see, oh not that one, 180. That seems pretty reasonable. I actually need to increase the scale of this also. Let me just add 2 over there, and here also I'm gonna add a 2. Okay, so we have a small pipe here. that basically will work. Just gonna add some more color to this so that it may look presentable here. So what color I need to put? No, that doesn't look so great. What about this one? Yeah, that's pretty decent. And for here I'm actually gonna set another color. Maybe let's put the same red color here also. So, and over here, yeah, so we have a couple of pipes over here. So right now let me just save it real quick. I don't want it to be gone. Title, no problem. Just put it, let me just drag it to the level and see how that looks. That actually looks pretty decent. Like, it actually looks good. It even has the gradient over there. So yeah, so that actually looks kind of very good, to be frank, at least at this point of the tutorial, right? And I hope the video is visible. It is visible, right? I believe you are able to see. And there's some issue with my OBS, so if there is some issue, then probably you have to tell me. I think it's pretty decent over here. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. So one thing, like I'm just gonna change the quality to maybe medium, like that should be fine, right? So yeah, so I don't know why it's lagging too much. Like it's actually pretty lagging. Now when I look down, it's pretty smooth. When I go up, it's lagging. Yeah, now it's okay. Anyway, so that's what we have right now. And coming to the next one, we actually need to create some variables, and it should be called. Let's create a variable called move speed and float, and a gap. Let's call it gap height. I think that should be pretty much. Let's compile. Let's set it to 400. And let's set it to 200. And one more thing which I want is, like, I actually need a box collision in between. So let's add a box collision. I'm gonna scale it to 100. No, 500. Let it be 500. No problem. And one more thing, like it should be covering the direction in which we are jumping to. So okay, that seems pretty much. And then let's reduce this, and that seems pretty nice. Now we have to add some stuff over here. So like it needs to move, right? So on the event tick, right, I'm just gonna do some stuff over here. I'm gonna create something called world offset. So this should be a tick, and on the direction, I need get world delta seconds into move speed, and this should be actually going to the x location. Okay, the rest can be 0, that doesn't matter much. And then we put it to sweep. And then one more thing which we need to know is, like, we need to find the get actor location, and let's see whether it has gone a particular distance. If so, we have to actually destroy it. So value, if it is less than let's say minus 1000, let's create a branch over here, branch, and let's see if it is less than tau 1000. Like it says it has gone pretty far. Then let's type destroy. We don't want to use up all the CPU resources, right? So this is the best option we can do over there. I think this should be negative, so it should be going this direction, right? It should be going backwards, so we have to put it as -1. So, and it should be on the z axis, I mean the x axis, not the z, it will go up. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Just drop it on the level and see it's moving. So yeah, so that's that. We can see that it's moving. Now what we need is we actually have a couple of stuff over here, right? We actually had the gap height, right? So we can maybe like uh, we can actually set the gap between these two. So for that, let's say I think this is the one we should use, right? Let's say on begin play we can actually find a random gap. So right now the gap strength is like it's not being used. So let's do something like random float in range, and this should be gap height and into oh sorry, this should be other way. Okay, should be here and here. So it will go from all the way from 200 to let's say minus 200 to 200. So that will be our that offset over there. So we can actually create some logic over here. Let me just try event actor, set actor world offset, and let's pull this one over here, and then get world location, and then let's wait, this is world offset, right? So you can just directly plug it over here, and then let's call top, and then let's plug it over here. I don't know what's gonna happen. Let's actually try. Oh, we can't do that. Oh, it's actor. Okay. Set world location, maybe. I don't know. Let me just try that real quick. So on to the z axis it will go over there, and the x and y can actually go from here. I don't know what's gonna happen. We're just gonna try. I don't need this one. I can just directly use this variable itself, and it should be sweep. I don't know. Let me just try it. Okay. Oh, what happened over there? Oh, something is terribly off. Set world offset. Okay, wait. Plus return to z. What now? This one. See, now we are having different locations over there. It can be small, it can be big, anything like that. So one more thing I need to do is like similar to this. I actually need to take the other one. I also plug it over here. Same logic, but again I am just calling it over here. From the z going to the z, and this should be replaced by bottom, and I believe this should be fine. Oh, that's too much, right? Okay, we actually need to create a small a reference value. Let's do one thing. Let's keep the top one. Let's make the top one actually move. Let's actually prevent the bottom one from moving so that it actually stays there all the time. So I think that should be the best option over here. So the the bottom will always stay at a constant place, and the top one will be moving at different areas. So yeah, so that's the thing which we have right now. So now the next thing is we need a spawner. Now for the spawner, so what is a spawner is like, it's basically you have to have something which will be spawning this the pipes. Again, it's gonna be an actor, and here we have to add stuff called set timer by function name. So on the begin play, we can just pull it out and just type set timer by function name. Let's create a or timer by event. That should also work. Let's add a custom event, spawn maybe. I don't know what to do. Let's call it. Let's make it loop in every 2 seconds. So every 2 seconds a new stuff should be called. So and we have to have some stuff over here. So we have to create a pipe class, and let's call it bp underscore pipe. Should be an object reference, and so that's what we have. And then let's create the spawn interval. I'm trying to make maximum variables as such, right, so that in case I need to toggle it in the future, I can just easily do it. That's why I am creating a lot of variables for everything. Okay, and so right now I'm going to spawn active from class. Oh no, wait, let's do one thing. Let's actually create pp underscore pipe. Okay, I think this should be an class reference. I think then it will work properly. Yes, it should be a class reference. Okay, my bad. And then off here it should go to the pipe class over there, and we need a spawn transformation. And for that, what we can do is like we can just there are a couple of ways. We can just spawn randomly, or maybe at a small distance. Like we are actually making the pipe go from right to left, right? So let's keep the let's split it, and then on the x direction, let's add a small value. Let's say 500, so that it will be going from 500 to that region over there. So that should be pretty fine, I believe. I'll just do this real quick, and then let me just put the pipe spawner over here. Let's play. Okay, I don't know, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Is anything spawning actually? I don't see anything spawning. What happened? Set timer by event, spawn actor. Seems pretty reasonable. Let's put a print string also. Let's type spawn, and let's try that again. What happened? Pipe spawner. Did I miss something? Oh, the spawn interval. I forgot. My bad. Okay, and let's go. Still I don't see anything. I don't see any. It's saying a spawn, but I don't see anything spawning. Maybe do something over here. Oh, here I forgot to add this one. Maybe that's maybe. I am not sure. Yes, see. Now we have that. See, spawning different. Like it is actually on the map, overcoming the player floor, right? So that's what we have. So yeah, that's the whole thing. So let's actually that's the basics actually we have. We actually need to get it working on a level, right? So for that, what we can do is like the spawner instead of this location over here, I'm gonna get world location, and from here I'm gonna create a variable, so plus, and then I'm gonna add here, and then let's call it spawn distance maybe, and I'm gonna set it as instantly editable and expose as spawn. So what happens is like I'll be able to dynamically change it over here, and on the pipe spawner I have to set it as 0, and from how much distance it should be spawning, I'm gonna set it as 500, and let's see how that is. So it will come all the way over there, and until it reaches a certain value it will be destroyed. See, so we have a lot of pipes being spawned and stuff like that. So if you see here, like all the bottom will be at a fixed point. We can actually make it dynamically, we can add different stuff over there, but this is what we have right now. And instead of this simulate physics and doing that, we can actually add something else if you want. So one thing I'm actually going to do over here is maybe like I can add a small force. The force also need a small, let me just do something over here. Can I call jump? No, right? Make a jump. I don't know, like I think you actually need physics, like it works on impulse, right? So this is something called launch. No, right? Launch. Let me just add a character. No, nothing will work. So I think only that much will work. So we are going to have the good thing with using physics is like you can actually like it can't predict like it will go this much. It depends upon the velocity and everything, like the jump speed, everything, right? So I think this is pretty neat. I'm just gonna change the camera. Let me just rotate the camera from here to over here maybe, and let me just try it. Okay, I actually need to do some more stuff over here. I'm just gonna set it as 1000, and the offset should be 200. See how that looks. Okay, it seems nice, but some more stuff I need to move here. I'm probably gonna change the camera to the right a little bit, and I think that looks pretty decent. I'm gonna set it to 0, the same location, and probably gonna put it over there, and let's see what happens. We have the, oh shit, I just hit the ground. Yeah, let's try that again. I'm on the air. I'm falling. Fuck, it's so hard. It's so hard. I probably need to change the character and stuff like that. That's too hard. I'm just gonna change a couple of variable over here. Instead of the gap being 200, I'm gonna set it as 100 so that we will have enough leg room to actually go between that. No or no. Okay, let me just try something over here also. I'm just gonna increase it a little bit over here. What about now? I hope it's fine. Yeah, we have enough space over there, and I'm going to that. Oh shit. So the next thing is like I actually need to know whether I actually hit something, and if I actually hit, then I should not be moving anymore. So that logic we actually need to have. Okay, I just adjusted the camera a little bit. So for that I'm actually gonna set all of these tag to flow. So once I hit, I will never be able to move forward. So let's see, I'm on the air, I'm able to jump. Now let's say if I hit something, and then I won't be able to jump again. So if I hit something over here, then see, I'm dead. That's it. So yeah, that's the whole logic we have right now, and I'm actually gonna do some small customizations over there. And small customization in the sense, what happened. Yeah, small customization I'm actually gonna do. And one thing is I'm actually gonna create a small character over there, and then I'm actually gonna call it something called b dash. So I'm actually adding a character over here. So let's open up Flappy Bird, and instead of the whole this atrocity over here, I'm gonna delete it. But before that, I'm gonna add a small skeletal mesh over here, and I'm gonna set it as a big character over here. And I have to go over here, and then we actually need to create an MVP. We actually have the MVP, so it's like that. Dude, rotate to the other side. No, the other side. I believe I actually pointed the right direction over there. I seriously hope so. So I'm just gonna scale it down, let's say 0.5. That should be pretty much. Oh shit, what just happened? I don't want it to be that big. And on the event construct over here, I'm just going to do these two stuff. I'm just gonna add embeds to here, and I think and enable simulate physics. Oh, what happened? Is in air. Something seriously happened over there. Add impulse. Let me just try to revert it. I don't know, something just happened over there. So I'm just gonna club it with the spear over there, and let's say hidden in game, and let's try that. We have that over there, which is actually moving, but I think that looks pretty decent. Yeah, I think that looks pretty decent, right? Oh fuck, I died. Oh man, I have a bunch of looking errors over here. It's from the anim BP over here. So one thing I actually know, right? I don't actually need a full set of blueprint over here. I can just type use animation asset, and then anything over here. Maybe jump. No, not jump loop. I think that looks pretty decent. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Yeah. Oh shit, I died. I fucking died. And I'm gonna add some more stuff over here. So over here you can just set it to ragdoll, and then I hope this has a I hope it has a physics asset. Yes, it does. It does have a physics asset. So if I am dead, right, if I actually got hit, what I can do is I can just call it over here, and that type simulate physics, and let's set it to high. So what happens right now? So what just happened? If it is the floor, then only we need to simulate the physics, right? Simulate physics is disabled. Oh, why is it actually going there? Oh, sure, sorry, something just happened. I'm just gonna set it back to rag. I don't know why the ragdoll just failed over on me. It's probably the collision. It's probably the collision over there. Maybe we can work on that later. Maybe. I think I know something. Let's call set collision enabled. Let's set it to collision enabled, and let's see how that is. If I'm supposed to hit somewhere, then something should happen. Yeah, I think that's pretty decent. Did I actually change to ragdoll from its own ragdoll? I think collision on the begin play. I'm gonna set it to false. Okay, On the begin play, I'm gonna set it to false so that it doesn't get simulated. Oh shit, again it actually, oh no, not simulate, set collision enable to no collision on the begin play, and it should be a skeletal mesh. Okay. Oh, again it's running away. I don't know why. Then let's put it to ignore only pawn overlap all dynamic block all. Then I'm gonna set it to custom because we can actually check it at a later time. So that's what we have right now. I probably need to increase that pipe height over there. I'm just gonna set it to 5. Oh, 5 is too much. I think that should be fine, right? Okay, let me try that again. I'm actually moving, I'm actually flying, and yeah, I think that's pretty decent. Oh fuck, I just fucking died. Okay, I think that's pretty great. You can see that all the stuff was spawning over there. You have something, we have the basic logic over there. Now what we need is actually, we need a small UI. And for the UI, I'm probably gonna add some stuff. I think that will wrap up for today. So I'm gonna add a small HUD. I hope I have some. B dash. Okay. I'm gonna add say small widget over here. So on this particular folder, I'm gonna create something called widget, and let's create something called user interface and widget. User widget, main UI. Okay, so that's the main thing we have, and let's add a canvas panel over here, and we actually need to have a text value. So let's create a text, and we have not added a scoring mechanism, so that's probably the next thing which I'm gonna do, because right now we don't have a scoring mechanism. Let it be this much. It has to be that much. Okay. And how are you gonna increase the coins? And for that, we are actually gonna have a small stuff over here. Remember, like we actually created a small what is this, a box collision over here. So we're gonna call it let's begin overlap and cast to Flappy Bird, and here we are actually create one variable called points, and it should be an integer, and default value will be 0, like it is supposed to be default value. And from here we are going to get points, and then set points, and then let's add an increment over here. So and then plug it over here. So yeah, so that's that. And now if you come to the main UI, we have to do one thing. So on the begin construct, cast to Flappy Bird, get player controller, may get player pawn is there, no problem, and promote it to variable. Okay, and if you go over here on the user widget, you can actually get a binding over here as Flappy Bird points. So hopefully we actually need to add it to the player, right? So on the begin play, let's create widget, set it to main UI, and add to viewport. Yeah, hopefully it works. It did not work. Why? Why? Yeah, it was supposed to work. What happened over there? Let me just create another variable over here and just put it over there. Is it not being shown on the screen? Like, why is that? Not on begin overlap. Oh, I think that's why it did not work. On begin play. My bad. So on begin play. Yeah. Probably that's why the the other one also did not work. That collision issue. We just try to reach here 2 points. Okay, I think I need to do something over here also. So on here I should call do once, so that it doesn't get called again and again and again. Do once, so that you will only get 1 point incremented. See, 0. I hope I can go through this. Oh, 1. Yeah, anyway, yeah, that's that. So that's probably gonna be the session today. So yeah, on the next video I should probably be coming with new stuff.